everyone. So today we're going to look at the liquid filling station SiF400. This is my favorite station because it contains a lot of unique systems in it. So let's turn it on. Just like all the other stations, you have to turn on from there. You have to turn on the power to the actuators and sensors from here. Make sure the e-stop is released. So while it sets up, let's look at the components of the station. So here we have, so this is a liquid filling station. It's the only station that has hydraulic circuits on it, hydraulic components. Also, it has some different actuators and sensors that are not available in any of the other stations. So let's look at it here. So as you see, there are 3 tanks. This tank here has oil in it, and this tank in the middle has water, and then this is an auxiliary tank where the recycled liquid is placed. So if you look at the circuit here, the station, let's look at the hydraulic circuits. So we have, as you look at it here, there are 3 hydraulic circuits. So there's this the green hydraulic circuit over here that you see. It's a recirculation circuit. And there's the blue circuit. This is for the water filling, and also it fills water in the auxiliary tank. And there's the red hydraulic circuit, which is for the oil, for filling the oil into the tank. Let's look at them one after another. So let's start with the oil. So as you see here, so these tanks, this is the oil and the water, they both are water sealed. And if you look at it here, so it's, of course, it's opaque. We can't see the oil level in it, so that's why there's this tube on the side where it will tell you the level of the oil. This tube has, so there's a sensor here that tells you, there's a photoelectric sensor that tells you the level of the maximum level of the oil. There's also a sensor inside the tank that tells us the minimum level of the oil. So this here that you see, this is a pump for filling the oil. So as you look at it here carefully, you have to connect from an external tank. You connect it here. And one thing about this tank, about this pump, is that it's pneumatically actuated. Okay, it's a pneumatically actuated pump that fills the oil into the tank. This is a solenoid valve that basically allows the oil to go in. So this is the oil circuit. If you look at it here, so there's a dripping actuator that pushes the oil through the red tube all the way to the filling station. Okay. Now here we have the second hydraulic circuit for the water. So here we have, this is the pressurized tank. Now the way that water actually is filled into the tank here is unique, is different from here, from the oil, in that the method uses is pressurized flow. So as you see here, there is a pressure transducer where you see here, it actually pressurizes the tank, and under pressure the water flows into its destination. Okay, the same thing here. There's a capacitive sensor to detect the minimum level, and there's a capacitive sensor for the maximum level. Also on top of the tank there's a manual valve to depressurize the tank. So if you look at it here in the bottom, so here there's another valve over here which allows the water to exit from the tank, and to fill water into the tank there's also similar to the oil, there's a pump over here that is pneumatically actuated, and it fills from an external source into water into the tank. Now let's look here. Let's look at the circuit, the blue circuit, hydraulic circuit. So as you see here, so when the water exits from the tank, there's two ways for it. So there's, as you see here, there are two solenoid valves. The first one over here, this valve, it allows the water to go into the auxiliary tank. Okay. Now, if you open this valve, it will go through here. Now, if you open this valve over here, it will allow the water to come from the tank all the way to the filling station over here and fill the container. So that was the second hydraulic circuit. Now let's look at the third hydraulic circuit. So this is the auxiliary tank, and the same as the other two tanks, it has maximum and minimum level sensors. These are capacitive sensors, and there's one difference from the other two, is that it's open to the atmosphere. Okay, the other two were sealed from the atmosphere, the atmospheric pressure. Now let's look at the circuits here. So as you see, let's look at the green circuit. This station is unique because there's a circulation circuit over here. Now this here is a flow meter. So let's see what happens here. So when water exits from the tank, it will come through the flow meter and into a pump. So here we have a motor pump that pumps the water. Now, if you want the water, the fluid to exit outside, you have to open this valve and close the re-entry valve. Okay, so this has to be closed, and if we open this, what's going to happen? The water is going to exit through the flow meter under the operation of the pump, and it will exit from here. Now, if you want to recirculate back into the pump, then we have to close this and open this valve here so that it will recirculate back into the tank. Now let's look at the container filling section of the station. So as you see here, there are two chutes from which you can fill the tank with water or oil. So the red line, as you see here, is the oil, and the blue line is for the water. If you look at it carefully here, let's look at the sensors. So this here is a photoelectric sensor. This is the part present sensor. So it determines that there is a tank present in this location. When it detects that there is a part present, the PLC will allow the liquid or the liquid to be filled into the station. Now this sensor here is an ultrasonic sensor. It acts as a quality control. So basically, after filling the fluid, it measures the height of the fluid as a quality check.